The Animal Crossing New Horizons 3.0 update is out now, with so much new and exciting content to enjoy. But did you know there are a ton of hidden features that you might have missed? Hello friends, Sarah Sunstone here, and welcome back to Wish I Knew. In today's episode, I'll be sharing everything I've learned so far about the Animal Crossing 3.0 update, including a bunch of new secret features that you might have missed. This update is honestly even more expansive than I could have imagined, with lots of new content, quality of life improvements, and more. So shine that lovely like button if you're excited to learn more about the update, and make sure you subscribe to my channel with your notifications on for more Animal Crossing content. Otherwise, without any further ado, let's get right into it. So first up, let's talk about the hotel and how exactly this works. So there is a storyline and a progression system tied to the hotel itself. So once you arrive, you can start by decorating the rooms, and you can do a maximum of 2 rooms per day. Of course, you can time travel to move ahead a day if you want to get them all done right away. And there are a total of 8 regular rooms to decorate. So it will take you a total of 4 in-game days to complete all 8 rooms. When you design a room, you pick from 2 different themes, and some of these themes will introduce brand new items that you can use in your design. Once you complete a room, you will be rewarded with 200 hotel tickets, which is the currency that you're going to need to exchange for all the new items. You can redesign the rooms later, so don't need to stress about that. And once you've completed those initial 8 rooms, on the next day, you'll actually unlock the VIP room, which also unlocks a ton more theme options, including all of the previously presented options for regular rooms. So don't worry if you missed out on one of the previous themes. You can design with those inspirations and catalogs later on. Once you design your first VIP room for an existing guest who's already in the hotel, you'll be able to use the Amiibo scanner starting on the next day to invite a villager of your choosing. This even includes some NPCs who can stay in the VIP room. So that's the general flow of unlocking all of the different rooms. But what about requirements and rotations? So there don't really seem to be any design requirements for the various rooms, but they do offer a catalog of recommended items to help you get started. I actually tried designing a room without a bed just for science, and it was approved. So they definitely allow a lot of creative freedom, which I appreciate. And like I mentioned earlier, you can go back in and redecorate the different rooms for additional rewards, apparently, if you start from scratch. So nothing here is permanent. Another little secret feature is that if you actually have the Happy Home Paradise DLC, the features you learn there will carry over to the hotel. So if you have the DLC and you've unlocked features like room resizing, custom lighting, soundscapes, and more, you can use those in your hotel designs too. In fact, when you first arrive at the hotel, Tom Nook has unique dialogue saying something along the lines of like, "Oh, you've already learned these skills from Lottie," which I thought was a really nice touch. Now, in terms of hotel guests, your first guest is random, but don't panic if it's one you're not a huge fan of, because the guests do seem to rotate every in-game day, and they will wander around your island. So you can see them like in Nook's Cranny, you can see them just along the beach, you can see them in many different locations. But again, they rotate every single day. So if there's one you're not like a super big fan of, they'll only wander around for that day. They might not even wander around at all. So there's no like huge commitment here with the guests at the hotel. Interestingly, you can also design a new VIP room every single day. So again, you can do this by inviting an existing guest, or you can scan in an Amiibo card, and you also get rewarded with 200 tickets when you do this. So it's another way to earn those hotel tickets for the new items. And you can visit the guests at any time to chat with them and even go from room to room. Next up, we have another little secret feature that you could easily miss depending on whether or not you're at the right place at the right time. So sometimes when you're wandering around your island, you'll actually see one of the visitors with a thought bubble above their head. So if you go talk to them, they'll mention something along the lines of wanting to stay at the island, but they haven't booked a hotel room. So they're going to have to go back home. And this is where you can step in and have a bit of a conversation with them, recommending the hotel to them. You don't have to invite them to stay at the hotel. You can tell them to just have fun. But if you pick the option, follow me to the hotel, you'll do exactly that. You'll bring them to the hotel, where Leilani will check them into one of the vacant rooms, and you'll be rewarded with 50 hotel tickets. So this is yet another way to earn those hotel tickets. It's another layer of immersion to your island life and the business. So I really liked this extra touch, and I feel like this was totally unexpected. Just a nice little extra detail, and again, another way to earn that currency. Now, speaking of all these new items, you will be able to order them from Graham's Souvenir Shop. You're going to start out here with a nice variety of items available. mostly the hotel-specific merch, and then a couple of items from different furniture sets. But as you complete rooms and progress through the hotel campaign, you're going to unlock more and more items. So make sure you go back to talk with Grams, each day, just to see when you've unlocked those new goods so you can order them with the hotel tickets that you've earned. Ordering from Gram works very similar to the other catalogs we already have access to in the game, where there is a limit of 5 orders per day. So those will arrive in your mailbox, and they come in adorable little hotel boxes that I wish I could keep. But if you buy the rotating stock that's on display on the floor, you actually get a discounted price. And these 2 items will actually rotate every single in-game day, so it's definitely worth it. Now, very excitingly, there's actually tons of new colorways available as well for most of the new items. And you can browse some of these options when they become available for you to use when decorating the hotel rooms. So you can check out the colorways there just as some samples before you even commit to purchasing the item. But once you do own the item, you can customize some of them with customization kits at your crafting bench. And then other items you'll need to bring to Harv's Island and get Cyrus's help to customize those ones to your favorite variety. There's honestly so many different color options, and it seems like different folks will have different starter colors similar to like the Nook Miles items or just any of the items you have on your island, how you'll have a certain colorway that's different than others. So you could get some of those options by trading with friends too. But Cyrus is such a great way to pick your favorite color and have him customize it exactly how you'd like. Some of the items also have like multiple points of customization, and some of them have elements that are customizable with custom designs too. So lots of customization, lots of items, lots of colors, and I haven't even unlocked them all yet. So of course, with all these amazing new items, you're definitely going to be wanting to earn those hotel tickets, and we've covered a few different ways already that you can earn them, but crafting requests are another way to do so as you increase your hotel's reputation. So you'll check in here at this box to see what is being requested, along with how many of each item you'll need to make, and this is where you'll be depositing your projects once they're completed. But it's definitely worth knowing that these requests actually also include cooking recipes, along with some interesting DIYs like tools, specific ingredients like sugar, craftable clothing like an apple dress, items that require specific shells, and more. So it seems like the only item that would be off limits would be for DIYs you haven't unlocked yet. I also haven't seen any like seasonal requirements yet, so I haven't needed like a cherry blossom item when I'm not in cherry blossom season. So far so good on that front because I was worried about that. But honestly, if you have a smaller DIY catalog, you might be in luck, because if you have some of the more easy to craft basic DIYs, it seems like they're only going to be pulling from those and rotating among those recipes, and you're not going to be getting the more niche or like really demanding DIYs that might require like 90 rocks or like some really specific items like rubber boots or a tin can. So yeah, the smaller catalog might actually be a bit of an advantage, which is kind of cool to make it seem a little bit less overwhelming for newer players. And the way the projects are displayed and rotate is really important to take note of. So 4 projects will be displayed at a time. And again, it'll show you here how many of each item are required. So sometimes you'll need to make multiples of one specific item before you can submit it. And the first 4 on display are actually going to offer you double the hotel tickets. So you'll definitely want to do these. But from here, as you submit the projects, they're going to be replaced with new ones. And it seems like they are replaced infinitely, just cycling through your catalog of DIYs. So you can keep submitting to your heart's content as long as you have the supplies. Even if you go forward an in-game day, you're going to have the same projects available. That is until the next week. So it does seem like you're going to get that full reset along with the extra bonus double hotel ticket items once a week. And it seems like they reset on Mondays in-game based on my experience. A little note here, so you don't panic, is if you try to submit an item that you crafted and it's not showing up for some reason, check to see if it's been favorited. So like I said, there's such a variety of items that will be requested, and that does include things like an axe, like the ocarina, different handheld items and tools. So if this automatically gets favorited in your pockets as like an equipped item, you won't be able to submit it until you unfavorite it. So don't panic, just, take the little star off of it and then you can submit it no problem. Not only will you get the hotel tickets from each individual project along with those double bonuses at the beginning of the week, but Cap'n will also give you some extra hotel tickets along the way. It seems like once you reach certain DIY request milestones. Most of the time, this has activated on its own when, I've been submitting projects. He'll automatically talk to me and give me those hotel tickets. But there was one instance where I saw he had a little like bubble above his head. He was like, "Hey, Sarah," or something like that. And I went over and I talked to him and activated it myself to get the bonuses. So definitely keep your eye out for that as well. Of course, you're going to be doing lots of crafting with this update, and luckily, crafting is super seamless now because it does actually pull directly from your home storage. And very fortunately, it doesn't seem to matter what stage of a house you have. I was really worried because my house wasn't fully upgraded that I wouldn't have that integrated crafting system, but I do, and I've spoken with many of you as well on our lovely live streams, which by the way, we streamed the update today, and we'll be streaming it, all throughout the week. So definitely check out the live streams and come hang out as we continue to explore all this extra content. But yeah, some of y'all reported you only have like the very first house upgrade, and you also have this feature, so it doesn't seem like it's dependent on anything like that. It is worth noting that if you do happen to have any materials in your pockets, the system will pull from your pockets first before going to your home storage. So do keep that in mind, especially if you're trying to like save something in your pockets. Don't put it there, put it somewhere else, like drop it. If you drop the resources, the system won't pull from those. So those ones are safe. And of course, bulk crafting is here along with bulk cooking. So you can set the quantity up to a maximum of 10 at a time for both the DIY projects and the cooking projects, which honestly is plenty in my opinion. But one of my favorite things about the storage integration feature is that it actually also applies to customizing too. So you can keep those customization kits at home and won't need to haul them around in your pockets anymore. And an extra little secret feature is that you can actually now buy customization kits in bulk orders of 50 at Nook's Cranny. So if you're like me and you love to customize, you can definitely stock up much more easily now. One of the most exciting secret features in this update for someone like me who really likes decorating is the fact that we don't need to make sacrifices when it comes to our pier. I was really worried that they were going to completely take away the ability to decorate our dock, and honestly, I had come to terms with it. But the great news is that you can still decorate it and you can do even more. Like, we literally have extra space to design now. So in case your island is already super packed, you can start working on this new project here. You can decorate literally the entire dock. The entire dock, you guys, from the very start of it all the way to where Cap'n is sitting on his boat till the very end. You can place items down all the way along the dock, and you can even decorate in the space out front of the hotel all the way to the door. And this is a big deal because usually when we get, different buildings in Animal Crossing, there's restrictions around those buildings, like resident services. We can't decorate outside of the airport. We can't decorate outside of the airport. Like, we've never been able to decorate around a special type of building like this. So you can get super creative. There's a pretty decent amount of space to work with, a lot more than I was expecting. I am so excited to decorate this space and get super creative with it and do something inspired by the hotel, but you could really do anything. Now, the next little secret feature at first might seem a little bit more obvious when the game introduces you to it, because you are going to be introduced to some new Nook Mile achievements. But this does mean that you're actually also going to be able to unlock some all new titles that you can use for your passport. So far, I've discovered 3 new categories of achievements. These all revolve around the hotel. So the first one, you'll be awarded with Nook Miles depending on how many hotel rooms you decorate. So there's milestones of 1, 5, and 20. The next set of achievements will be awarded when you actually bring tourists to the hotel, as we previously discussed. So again, these are awarded at increments of 1, 5, and maybe 20. I haven't got there yet. And then finally, I've also activated the new set of achievements that revolve around those DIY goods. So these will be awarded at different increments depending on how many DIY projects you submitted. So far, I've gotten from 5 to the next milestone being 50. So these ones will take like a little bit longer to accomplish. But this is nice to, award some additional Nook Miles in case you need those, which I certainly do. Also to have some more just achievements to hunt, which can be fun, especially for completionists. And then you're also going to have those additional titles that you can apply to your character on your passport. And then finally for today, there is a ton of new dialogue all woven throughout the game. Of course, it starts with the campaign itself, seeing Tom Nook at the hotel and even Isabelle making her morning announcements to let you know what's happening on the island. and that the hotel has arrived. But there's some other more subtle additions, and I feel like I'm just starting to discover the full extent of it. Isabel does actually have new dialogue for when a villager is staying at the campsite. She gives a little shout out to the hotel in addition to the campsite, because now you know there's multiple places from where visitors can arrive. And then another main area with new dialogue is, of course, with all of the hotel guests and villagers, especially the NPCs when you bring them into the VIP room. I was talking to Tortimer so much. He had so much unique dialogue for me, and I was loving every moment of it. So I would love to bring in more of the NPCs with the amiibo scanner and just like chat with them to see what little unique lines they have and learn more about their characters too. Of course, you also have all of the like villagers that are visiting who are wandering around, and you know, based on their different personality types and even what they're up to, perhaps they'll introduce themselves, they'll have some new dialogue, and you'll be able to have little chats with them. So honestly, so much of this update is making my island feel so revitalized, even though I only recently restarted within the past year. It's just adding so much more personality and character and little activities to do and immersion and more life to the island too. So I'm really loving this, and I can't wait to discover, you know, what other new dialogue there might be as I continue to go through the update alongside other new secret features. So again, make sure you're subscribed to my channel with your notifications on, because I would love to keep you guys in the loop when I discover more. But I wanted to get this video out for you guys right away so you can find all these little features, take advantage of them, enjoy them, and, you know, just have fun with the update. So there you have it, friends. That was an overview of everything major I've learned so far about the update, along with tons of little hidden features and secrets that, you know, they just snuck in there to 3.0. Let me know down in the comments if you're playing the update and how much you're loving it. This is such an exciting moment, so absolutely would love to hear from you as always, anything and everything. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. And until next time, take care.